God bless you. This is Pastor Dennis Martin, and I am so excited about your future. I'm excited about what God is getting ready to do for you. You know, I've been blessed and fortunate to have ministers of the gospel, male and female, to embrace me when I got into ministry and started at the age of 16 and then 18 full time, and then now I'm 61, and I've had an opportunity to sit with some of the greatest and the best, and to be mentored and to be able to glean from them, and it's been a blessing. And I want to do the same for you after 46 years of ministry. On July 28th at 7 p.m., I want you to join me for Ministry 101, Help Me. I tell you, it's going to be a blessing for those of you that will sign up. If you're just getting started in ministry, you're a young minister, if you're a young evangelist, if you are a pastor, if you're making transition from an evangelist to a pastor, and those of you that are in ministry but you want to know some of the do's and don'ts of ministry or how to set up for your future, listen, I want you to attend. This is for you, whether you're male, whether you're female, whether you're Church of God in Christ, whether you're apostolic, whether you're Baptist, whatever. I want you to be a part, because I'm going to share things with you that I know will bless you. Want to know how to get started? Want to know what you need to do? Going to tell you how to make that transition from a full-time. Well, hey everybody, it is Monday night. That means it's check-in Monday, and I'm so grateful to have you with me on this evening. The last 2 Mondays we haven't been here. One was the 4th of July, of course, and then last week we had not only some crazy weather, but I was a little under the weather myself, and so we did not make it on last Monday. But we're here tonight, check-in Monday. Can you believe it? We're already in the month of July, and things are happening, and we're grateful. Grateful to have each and every one of you with us. I see you joining me tonight, and I'm grateful that you are joining me, Sister Austin, Sister Whitehurst. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining. Now, as you're coming in tonight, do me a favor, and please, by all means, let everyone get in on this tonight. And so I need you to do this for me real quick. That's right. Like, share it with someone that they can be a part of it. And I know the Lord will bless you as you do it. It'll be an encouragement to somebody on this evening, and share with them. Tonight, I'm going to talk with you very brief, and we're not going to be long tonight, but I do want to encourage someone tonight. I want to help you out, encourage you as you are doing not only the work of the Lord, but as you're doing whatever you're doing, whatever's been assigned to you, whether it's church or whether it's business or whether it's something that you know and feel in your spirit, you feel an urge, you feel a thing to do. I want to encourage you this evening as we have a chit chat and as we talk, and I believe it'll bless you and I believe it'll encourage you. So that's why I need you to tonight to share it with someone that they will be able to be a part of this and to hear it on tonight. So let's talk about it tonight. I want to talk to you and ask you a question. And that question is, who are you waiting on? You know, so many of us, if we look today and we can look back and be honest and be transparent, we can look back and find out that there are a lot of things that we probably should have done, could have done by now, but we have been waiting on others or waiting on someone to do something for us or someone to sort of help us out, or waiting on the approval of someone else. And we just been sort of like put in that place that we're waiting on people to do certain things. And the truth of the matter is, some of us are running behind on a lot of things that should have been completed and accomplished by now. There's some things we should have done and already completed it, but our problem is we've been waiting on someone else, or we've been waiting on someone else to give a stamp of approval on it. And so we're just waiting. We're just waiting. And that can be a ministry, that can be on a business venture, that can be on something you should have started business-wise or whatever. It's something that should have happened a long time ago, and you just been waiting. Somebody said, I'm waiting on God. No, you're not. You're waiting on somebody else, and you're waiting on people. And my question tonight is, who are you waiting on? Let me share with you just a few things, and I promise not to be long with this, but let me just share with you a few things. Number one, let me share with you that procrastination is an enemy to our destiny. And I want you to get that. Those of you that are here, you need to sort of, type that in the comment section. Procrastination is an enemy of our destiny. It's an enemy. And whenever you get into procrastinating or waiting on somebody to do something or waiting on somebody to do this, procrastination is an enemy to our destiny, for the mere fact is it causes us to waste time that we should not be wasting. It causes us to waste more time. It causes us not to do things we should be doing, and it becomes an enemy to our destiny. And many of us, if you ever really looked at it, some things we procrastinate on. We're waiting, we're just waiting, we're just sort of not doing what we should do, and we wait and we wait and we wait until eventually time sort of expires on the thing that we're trying to get done. It's almost like if they tell you to fill out something, if they tell you to do something and to fill it out and we need it back in by a certain time. Many of us, we procrastinate, and in our procrastination, sometimes the time that we should have turned it back in or the time that we would have benefited from it, now that time has expired because of our procrastination. How many times have we should have done something that we procrastinated on? We didn't do it at all. Whether it was a warranty, whether it was something you should have sent back in And sometimes we waited until the thing broke or until the thing wasn't working anymore. And then all of a sudden, we want to fill it out and send it in. And sometimes it's too late for that because we procrastinated and now we can't get the benefit of it. And let's be honest tonight. Let's have this conversation that a lot of us, procrastination has been an enemy to our destiny. I know you want to blame the devil. I know you want to say it's the devil's fault and the devil did this and people did that. Procrastination on our part is an enemy to our destiny. Do you hear what I said? It's an enemy to our destiny. And we've got to stop procrastinating. I think the worst thing they could have put on the clock that when you get up in the morning is a snooze. I think the snooze button is an enemy to getting up and doing some things. My little grandson King, there's a song. It's not a church song, but it's even a saying in the world, or an old saying of older people. And the song says they got to get up early in the morning. Well, why do you got to get up early in the morning? Because the early bird always catches the worm. And my little grandson, he's almost 3, and he stops me all the time and says, "Papa, sing." I said, "What am I supposed to be singing?" He said, "Gotta get up early in the morning." And then I said, "Why you gotta do that?" He said, "Because the early bird always catches the worm." And we need to understand that our procrastination has been on us. It hasn't been on people. I know we're blaming others, but our procrastination is an enemy to our destiny. And I want you to remember that. It is an enemy. So my question tonight is, who are you waiting on? Number one, procrastination is an enemy to our destiny. That snooze button is the enemy to getting up, getting things done. Makes you sleep. It gives you 10 more minutes, and then you hit it again, and then 20 gone. You hit it again, then 30's gone. And they not only have it on the clock, they got it on the iPad. They got it on your phone, so they can help you procrastinate and keep hitting the button. So procrastination is an enemy of our destiny. Number two, you need to understand that the people you're waiting on don't have the same passion for what has been assigned to you. So that's why the question is, who are you waiting on? Because what has been assigned to you and I, we have a compassion for. We have a passion to do it, should I say, a passion to do it. And sometimes other people don't have that passion. So they're not as enthusiastic as we are. They're not in a hurry to get that done. They're not in a hurry to see things happen because it's not their assignment. You have a few that sign on and they may have that same passion you do, but for the most part, some people, they don't have that passion. So they don't see the necessity of getting it done quick, fast, and in a hurry. They don't see the necessity of meeting deadlines. They don't see the necessity of getting things done. And while you're waiting on them, your thing is sort of dragging or is getting behind by the mere fact is that you're waiting on people that don't have the same passion you do for the assignment that has been assigned to you. And you'll discover that as you go on that you got to understand your passion is not someone else's passion. And it sometimes it can be sort of help to transfer, but sometimes you can't always transfer your passion for an assignment or something you're doing to other people. And you need to understand that. You need to know that. You can't always do that. It don't always work like that. And that's ministry, that's job, that's business. You got a passion to see this business work or this spirit of entrepreneurship work in your favor, and you got someone working with you, they don't have the same passion as you do, so they don't see the need to focus and do those type of things. So here you are. You got people that you're waiting on that don't have that same passion. And that can be in any area of life. It can be in church, ministry. It can be in your everyday life. You got to have people. Stop waiting on people that don't have the same passion as you do for what your assignment is. You got to understand that. I'm moving on quickly tonight. I'm getting there. Number 3, how many of us have been waiting and putting our assignment on hold, waiting on who? Say that again. How many of us have been waiting and putting our assignment on hold, waiting on who? Sometimes we don't even know who we're waiting on. And we put our assignments on hold, waiting and just procrastinating, waiting and not getting it done, waiting and not moving in the area we should. And we're just waiting. And it's assignment that God has given us, or it's an assignment that we feel. And we're waiting on who? We're trying to go through a list of people that we make and get to work with us and to do things with us. And you have to understand that's not always possible, because some people, what I found out is some people, they will sign on and still never do anything. And the worst thing you can do is put things on hold, waiting on people to do, and then assign it to their hands. Listen at me carefully on this. Assign it to their hands thinking that they have done the job, or done what you assigned to them to do in your assignment, and come to find out that they've had it 3 months and haven't even moved the needle. They haven't done anything, haven't done one thing. And now here you are 3 months behind because they never moved the needle. They never even looked at it. And when you ask them, well, have you done it? Oh, I didn't know when you needed it. I hadn't got to it yet. Well, I'm 3 months behind. You just threw me 3 months behind. But I'm gonna do it now. No, I don't need you to rush it, because if you rush it, you're gonna mess it up, and it's not gonna come out with the spirit of excellence, and it's not going to be as close to perfection as I need it to be. So understand that. So when we start looking at that, you got to understand it. So let's look at that again. Procrastination is the enemy of our destiny. The people we're waiting on don't have the same passion we do. And then a lot of times we're waiting on and putting our assignments on hold, waiting for who? Who are we waiting on? That's the real question tonight. Who are we really waiting on? Think about that. Who are we waiting on? Why are we waiting? And who are we waiting on? I'm guilty. You guilty. All of us are guilty. Waiting on somebody. God gave you something 3 years ago and you haven't done it because you're waiting on somebody. Who are you waiting on? To do what? And a lot of us, we're waiting on somebody's approval. We are afraid of the failure that somebody may not approve of what we've done. Because you always got critics. So that's just a part of what you do. You always got critics that's going to criticize what you do no matter what you do. It can be the perfect thing. It can look excellent. And they're going to find something wrong with it. And then so you figure, well, I ain't going to do nothing else. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do your assignment. Help the people you can help. And that's been assigned for you to help. And stop worrying about everyone that's criticizing, because most of the time the people that's criticizing haven't even done the half of the stuff you're doing. Most of the folk criticizing they haven't put forth anything, but they criticizing you, which means those are the wrong people to be listening to. You shouldn't even be listening to them. All right, I'm gonna get out of here because I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't. listen to that folk that hadn't even did what, at least you started, at least you did something. They haven't done anything, but they're trying to tell you what to do and how to do something. You don't talk to people that tell you about making the money and they can't show you the check. Oh, I'm helping somebody tonight. Don't do that. Don't be talking to people and talking about, you need to do this. Well, show me your checks. I need to see your check stubs. I need to see the money you done made. You giving all this information. Show me, give me your experience of what has happened. And if you can do that, then I'm going to listen to you. But just giving me your opinion about something that you haven't even done, don't tell me about going across the street and you ain't never walked across the street. Oh, let me hurry on here, y'all. I'm Woo-wee. I'm trying to help you tonight, trying to get this truth to you. All right. So let me go on to this, and I'm gonna close. So, Pastor Martin, what should I do? I mean, I hear you, but what should I do? I've been waiting on people to do this, and you asking me who am I waiting on? What should I do? What should be my next move? What should be my next step? Glad you asked. Here's the next move. While you're waiting on somebody, God will send you somebody. That's true. He'll send you somebody. He sent Moses Aaron because Moses was procrastinating. He said, I can't do this. I can't talk. God said, shut up. I'm going to send you Aaron. He can talk good and he'll talk for you. You tell him and then he'll tell the folk what to do. So God will send you help. That's not a question whether he'll send somebody to help you do it. He'll send somebody. But in the meantime, while you're waiting and not starting, let me tell you what you need to do. The first thing you need to do is start where you are. Did you hear what I said? Start where you are. Stop waiting and saying, well, I can't get started. Start where you are. Start at the point that you are. You know what he told you. You know what's in your spirit. You know what that vision of business, you know what that vision of things. Start where you are. Everybody that did something that's even successful today, Amazon and all these other people, they started where they were. They started maybe small. Don't despise the day of small beginnings. They started small, but look where they are now. Everybody has to start where you are. Because the problem is, while we're waiting on other people to do something, if we don't start where we are, we'll never start. Somebody need to type that. If you don't start where you are, you will never start. I'm encouraging you. I'm telling you. If you don't start where you are, you will never start. The calendar will keep moving, time will keep rolling, and you will never start. And you'll be trying to figure out, man, I should have got this done a long time ago. But you never started. And because you never started, now look at you. You never started. And because you never started, you ain't going to start, period. Start where you are, you'll never start. I need y'all to really get that tonight. Start where you are, you'll never start. All right? Second thing is this. Start with what you have. All of us have had to start with what we had or what we have. Sometimes we can't start just and say, well, I got to wait till I put this in place and get that in place. Start working on that. But start with what you have. You got to start somewhere. You can't always just say, well, I got to wait till I get everything. Because sometimes if you start with what you have, then things will grow and you'll get things as you start with what you have. You can't start. I remember one time I had a member that was moving I think to an apartment, and they were like, I can't get to this apartment. I ain't got no furniture. I don't have anything. And so they was asking me, they said, Pastor, well, what do I do? What do I do? I said, move in. And they was like, but I ain't got nothing to sleep on. I ain't got no bed. I ain't got anything. And I said, well, lay your lay your clothes out and sleep on your clothes. You never know what'll happen. They did that, and because they started, and because they started where they were and with what they have, their father came along and bought them a whole bedroom suite and a whole living room suite. Are you following me? You got to start with what you have. You got to start with where you are. Our problem is we looking at people that got all the other stuff and we want to start where they are. You're not always going to start there. It's just not going to happen. Sometimes you got to start with what you have and keep working with what you have. If you do that, you'll find that it'll bless you. Yes, use the staff that God has placed in your hands. Sometimes you got to train people. I remember when I went to church, I told y'all a prophet called me one day. I was sitting in my office at church, and he said to me, he said, I don't want no revival. He said, I just called to give you this word. And I said, all right. He said, the Lord told me to tell you that everything you need is in your church right now. And I have to tell you, I knew he was a prophet, but in my mind, I was going through like, really? He said, everything you need is in your church right now. And I'm like, so I started trying to figure out who was in my church, because I was like, And guess what, y'all? Everything I needed was in my church right then. Everything. What do you mean everything? The person that does now that does basically the administrative part of my church, at that time, they were doing the tape ministry. They were just doing the tapes and doing cassette time. That's how far back that is. And they were doing tape ministry. But then when we had some things that happened, they moved into the administrative part, and they are par excellent in what they do. But during the time, they weren't doing that. They were doing tapes. My son was playing drums when the man called me and told me that. And then one watch night, the musician, I don't think he could make it, or he quit or whatever. And my son got on the keyboard. He said, I don't know how to play all those songs. You going to play whatever. They going to sing whatever you know how to play. And he did that. And after that, now he is a musician par excellence. He plays on stuff and writes music, plays for us on Sunday. Everything we needed was already there. And there are others and other things. The TV ministry and the social media part and TV that we were doing. We were on AIB and then on another national network. It came because Brother Jerry was already there. He came and said, Pastor, can I tape the service, videotape it? He did, and that was the birth of our video side of ministry. Why? Because of the fact that he had, because of the fact that we were working with what we had. So I say to you again, start where you are. Start with what you have. And there's a scripture. Let me read this to you real quick. And in Matthew's, dealing with the talents, Matthew's 25 and verse number 21, he says, his Lord said unto him, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Thou have been faithful over a few things. Listen at this. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of the Lord. Thou have been faithful over a few things. I'll make you ruler over many things. So sometimes we're waiting, and God is really waiting on us to make the first move. So start with what you have. And then here's Number three, and I'm almost done, is work with the tools you have already. Stop always trying to get something else. You know, all of us need stuff, but work with what you have. I would never have been doing this if I was waiting to get this camera or to get the equipment that I have, the lights and other things. But I started with the tools I had. I started with a webcam, and then I moved up, upgraded to a different mic, and then I had some lights, and then I upgraded eventually to some more lights. Why? Simply because I was working with the tools I had. And as you work with the tools you have, God will turn around and provide other things for you, because it's his assignment that he's assigned you to. So he's going to provide and make a way, even like he's going to send the help. So you got to work with the tools you have. Stop trying to grab a hold to tools. That's what happened to David. David was smart enough to recognize that if I go fight Goliath, and I'm not used to dealing with a sword. I'm not used to dealing with this. I'm used to this slingshot and these stones. So he worked with the tools he had. He worked with what he had. And when you work with what you have, it will eventually manifest, and other things will come to pass and start working for you if you work with what you have. My late uncle used to preach a message that he talked about, work with it until it's yours. That was his message. And he was giving an illustration of how when they were in London, and one night the Dukes and the Duchess were coming to the service, and my uncle was lively and shouting and dancing, and those in charge didn't want him to shout to people, because we had dignitaries in the room. And so they told him they wanted him to sing "It Is Well," but we don't want you to do the fast part of "It Is Well." We want you to do the slow part, and don't do that fast part and get him to jumping. And he was sitting there sort of discouraged about how he was going to do it. And the late Pastor Doll Hart from California came by and touched his hands and said to him, work with it until it's yours. And when he did that, he said, I sung the old part for a whole hour, the slow part, and it still ended up in the same results. Even though I sung the slow part, it ended up in the same results as though I was going to sing the fast part. And so you got to learn to work with it until it's yours. Work with the tools you have. And if you work with the tools you have, then those things will take place and those things will happen. Number 4, and I'm coming to a close, stop waiting on the crowd. Work with the few you have and build. Sometimes we're like Gideon. Sometimes we got too many people with us, and they don't have the passion that we have, and they're doing things. So you got to work with what you have. You won't always have a crowd. You won't always have a whole bunch of people. Somebody said, I only got a few. That could be business, that could be church or whatever. And don't let people discourage you. They ain't got nobody over there. Stop listening to these folks. If you got an assignment, our assignment is not always crowds. That's what church and other things have made crowds to be the most important thing. But you have to learn to be able to not just deal with the crowds, but you got to work with what you have. And if you work with the few and build their motivation and build them and do that, you can build to what you want instead of always waiting on people. You can build to it. It's very possible to build to what you need to build to. And not only will you build to it, but it'll be a whole lot better, because you'll find that while you're building and while you're being an inspiration and motivating, then there's a passion for what you're doing and what needs to be done that may be birthed in someone that you're building with. Because I found out that sometimes people take their assignment serious that you give to them, and they will work on it and make sure it's done. They just want to make sure. They are glad to be a part. And so I want to tell you, stop waiting on crowds for the work so you people can see the work. Don't stop doing that. Work with the few. Build them. Motivate them. Talk to them. Let them grasp. And don't be afraid to use people. I know people give you a hard time. Don't be afraid to use family members. Don't be afraid to use people that may not they may not know everything, but that's the good part about it. Sometimes a lot of us, there's a whole lot of stuff we didn't know, but we learned it or somebody taught it to us. So some people may not know everything, but that's a great place to start training and teaching those to do it. I've said it often. When you see me sit in front of this camera, I'm comfortable in front of this camera. I'm comfortable with talking. I'm comfortable with the things I do because at 11 to 12 years old, my uncle put me in front of a mic. We didn't have no TV cameras. Put me in front of a mic in our dining room. And he was doing a radio thing and he was doing things. He put me in front of the mic I think I had to be maybe at 11, could have been young now. He put me in front of the mic and said, I need you to do this for me, and gave me the script that he needed me to read. And I sit there at that young age, and not knowing that I'm doing any of this. I do voiceovers now. I didn't know I was going to be doing that. And I sit there at that young age, and I remember somewhat of the script. The Gene Martin Action Revival broadcast is on the air with evangelist Gene Martin. You're going to experience a time of restoration at preaching, singing, and I was doing that at 11 years old. I had no idea I was still doing it at this age. Had no idea it would be something that would even be a money maker. So stop waiting. Some people, you can build them to a place of things. Start working with your children now. Start working with your grandchildren now. They got all this skill. They know how to work iPads and iPhones. Start working with them now. And let's build something. You'll be surprised what will come if we work with them. All right? Okay, I'm going to get out of here. Here's the last thing. Last thing I want to tell you, ask you who you're waiting on. I want to tell you, keep pressing. It's going to work out if you keep pressing. You can't give up because it don't work all the way like you want it to. You can't, stop doing that. Stop waiting on people to give you an appointment or an assignment. This world too big for that. I'm appreciative. I'm in Church of God in Christ. I've held positions and titles. I've been the international president, department evangelist. All that's wonderful. But I keep telling you all, I'm still a part of that. But there's no denomination or no church bigger than sitting up here looking at this World Wide Web and internet. Nobody. I can reach people sitting right here in front of this camera that I would never get an opportunity to reach, even if they put me up to preach. Because you got to remember something. It's taped, but sometimes people only remember it in the moment. But here, every day of the week, if I wanted to, I could come on live every day of the week. I just don't do that. But I could. I'm set up for it. And so I say to you, keep pressing. Don't worry about if you got 4 people looking, 5 people looking, or if you did an event and only 10 showed up, that's 10 that you didn't have. Who you waiting on? Some of you got too much skill and too much talent to be waiting on people to do things. And I'll say this last thing, and I'm praying I'm closed. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. Please, ma'am, please, sir, stop. Stop. I beg of you, stop. Stop entertaining your enemies and start enjoying your friends. Start enjoying the people and start clinging to the people that want to see you succeed. They invest in your success. You wasting all this time waiting on people that, if they live down the street, wouldn't even come by your house. But you got somebody at your door right now waiting for you to tell them, let's do this. They're waiting to invest. And you waiting on somebody down the street that's not going to invest, that's not going to help you. And you need to stop waiting on that. You need to just stop. Stop entertaining your enemies. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy those that's already at your table. Somebody said, they won't let me at the table. I don't need you to be at your table. I got my own table. And I got some folk at my table. So I'm gonna enjoy the folk at my table and stop worrying about who's over in that corner over there. That ain't my business. Not mine. I've got to enjoy the people that God has assigned in my life that's looking for me to make it, looking for me to be successful. And not only looking for me to be successful, but also investing. We're investing in each other's lives. And if you do that, you're going to be fine. You let if you got enemies, let them look and go through changes. You don't go through none. Stop entertaining them. Stop even trying to. I wonder they're gonna let me in their little group and their circle, and they got all kind of names they use. Some of these names, it's a disguise or a cover word for cliques. It's still a clique, but it's they use all kind of words. I want to get into that tonight, but they use all kind of words, but it's still a clique, and they're only letting certain people in. And you about to lose your mind because they won't let you in. They won't let you at events. They don't invite you to preach. They don't invite you to teach or to speak at something. Who you waiting on? Y'all here listening at me. Who you waiting on? I pray you got this tonight. I got to get out of here. I've been on here longer than I intended, but I pray that you are encouraged. Go get it done. And remember tonight what I said to you. Remember, procrastination is an enemy of our destiny. It's an enemy of our destiny. The people you're waiting on sometimes don't have the passion you have. And some of us have put our assignments on hold, waiting on who. So my word to you tonight is this. What is the word, Pastor? Start where you are. Start with what you have. Work with the tools you have. Stop waiting on the crowd. Build with the few that you got. And then keep on pressing. Oh my God. Keep on doing it. Yes, we'll be in Bible study tomorrow night. Oh, bless the name of the Lord. Listen, let's pray, and then I'm gonna get out of here and just leave y'all alone. Father, we thank you and we give your name glory, honor, and praise. We bless you for all things that you've done and all things you continue to do. I pray, God, that you would move tonight. Let someone that has heard this word be blessed by it. Let someone that has heard this word be encouraged tonight. Let them, God, start where they are. Let them use the tools that you've already given them. God, let them rebuke that spirit of procrastination and let them get started on this journey and on this assignment, and let it be a time to complete their task. And God will give your name glory, honor, and praise. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, the Lord bless you tonight, and the Lord bless you. Pastor, we're in the final stages of this book. and we are working on it. I want to make sure everything's right, so we're doing all the proofing on it and everything. And I'm looking. We're going to do a couple type of books. We're going to do not only hard copy, we're going to do ebook, and we're going to do an audio book on it. And so it's on the way, and we're working on it. And so we're just about there. And so I want you to keep in mind, it takes a little time to do it, but we're going to do it. Now, if there's anybody tonight that want to be a blessing, if this has blessed you, you want to be a blessing, you can do a Cash App. Cash App me something. I'm not begging. I'm just saying if you want to, you can use the $ DLMSR and be a blessing tonight. Now, listen, I'm getting ready on July 28th. That's on a Thursday evening. We're going to have, I'm going to be doing this here. This is an online webinar, Ministry 101. Help me. Those that are in ministry, whether you're male or female, it's not denominational. Whether you have started, you trying to get started in ministry, or you're in ministry. Some of you may be evangelists, is doing the transition over to full-time pastoral ministry, the do's and don'ts of ministry. Listen, I need you to sign up. It's July 28th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be 2 solid hours. It's only $30. And I know somebody said $30. Listen, people are charging thousands of dollars for the stuff I'm getting ready to share with you from 46 years of experience. So it's limited seating. Please go sign up. I guarantee you it'll be the best investment, the best thing that you've been a part of, and it'll be a blessing to you as you come to be a part of it. So do that today. See the information on the screen. You can do it, and I want you to be a part of that. All right? Well, the Lord bless you, and the Lord keep you. Thank you so much again for your being with me tonight on this Monday night, and again on tomorrow night. Yes, tomorrow night we're going to be in Bible study. We're going to be sharing tomorrow night. It's going to be a blessing on tomorrow. Well, the Lord bless you and the Lord keep you is my prayer. Thank you again for joining me. And remember, procrastination is an enemy of your destiny. Get up right now and get started and see what the Lord will do for you. The blessing of the Lord be upon you, and I bless you in the name of the Lord.